So when we're learning about writing entertaining beginnings, we've already learned that two tools that authors use to create an entertaining beginning are action. When you're writing with an action for your entertaining beginning, you ask, what would you do? Or what would your character do? And they could also use a sound. So the question you would ask is, what might your character hear? Now there's two more tools that an author might use when they're writing an entertaining beginning. One of them is dialogue or exclamation. So the question that leads us to that is, what might you say or exclaim? So your character, what is your character going to say or exclaim? Or you could start it off with a thought or a question. So if you want to write an entertaining beginning that starts with a thought or a question, you think, what would the main character wonder or worry? This is my story about going to the playground. You could revise it with an exclamation. So think, what would you say? Watch me climb to the very top of the jungle gym, I yelled out to my teacher as I climbed higher and higher. That's a much better beginning than writing, this is my story about going to the playground. The writer sat down and thought, well, what would my characters say if they started off with a story about going to the playground? Or you could revise with a thought or question. So if you were a writer and you're sitting down to write the beginning of a story and you want to make it entertaining, you're going to think, what would your character wonder or worry? It's really high at the top of the slide. Will I be able to glide down to the bottom without falling over the edge first? Entertaining beginnings. Here are all four of the tricks that authors use. Action. What would the character do? Thoughts or questions. What is the character thinking about or worrying about? Exclamation or dialogue. What does the character say? Or a sound. What does the character hear? What kind of beginning is this? What was that noise? I gasped. Action, exclamation, thought, question, or sound? I wonder if I'll find my way back to the camp. Action, exclamation, thought, question, sound. I tramped along the forest path to the clearing. Snap, crack, something was moving in the underbrush. Let's review. Beginnings need to be entertaining. Authors ask questions to write beginnings. What would you do? What would you say? What would you wonder or worry? What would you hear? So when they ask these questions, they're using action, exclamation, thoughts and questions, and sound. Use these to get your readers reading. That's the ultimate goal of writing something. You want to make sure that other people want to read it. So when you write a beginning and your beginning has action, exclamation, thoughts or questions, or a sound, it makes your reader more likely to want to read on.